Alright, so we're checking out the BLUETTI AC60P portable power station. We're also checking out the PV120 folding portable solar panel in this video as well. Some quick specs here. It's 504 watts for this standalone unit, but it is expandable with the B80P expansion modules. So you can go from 504 watts, add another module which adds another 804 watt hours, and then if you add another one, a third one, you can get to 2116 watt hours total. So pretty nice that this particular series is expandable. Has a 600 watts pure sine wave inverter. It does have a boost mode available to up to 1200 watts for certain devices. And of course we got a 6-year warranty for this one here. BLUETTI does have very good warranties on their products. And the chemistry, the battery chemistry inside here is lithium iron phosphate. So that's going to give you like 3,000 cycles over to like 80%. So that's pretty standard for lithium iron phosphate. So the power station weighs 22.3 pounds. I'll put the dimensions up here on the screen. And some of the other things that come in the box here, of course, you get your manual, you get an AC charging cable plugged into the wall, and you get a cigarette lighter adapter. This is obviously for charging inside your car. This is your standard barrel plug connector. And you get these MC42 barrel connector adapter cable here for your solar panels. And inside this bag here, you have a spare fuse and a grounding screw. So just taking a quick look around the power station and sort of the build quality here. As typical for BLUETTI, very high quality plastic here. This plastic here, plastic on top. Got a rubber material here. Kind of goes around the corners here. It's going to be good for in case you bump into anything, but very rigid. It feels really solid. It doesn't feel hollow anywhere when you kind of tap it around. Very, very good. Got a folding handle here, which is nice. Got a wireless charging pad up here, so when you have the power station on with your DC section turned on, you can just throw your phone up on top and it charges at 15 watts. Over here on the right side you have a ventilation grid. There's a little fan over here. You have a couple of rubber covers, and these are for the expansion batteries. I don't have those, so I can't show you the cables that it comes with, but this is where you would plug them in. You can plug in up to 2. And over here on the right side, another ventilation grid. A little cover here for your AC input. Here's your DC input here for the barrel connector. The voltage range on the DC input is 12 to 28 volts, up to 8 amps. So that's going to be for the cigarette lighter, also for your solar panels. Over here behind this little screw port is the fuse. So this is for the AC thing. So if you happen to overload the charging on the AC, this will blow and then you can replace that if you need to. And then this is where you put the grounding screw. If you want to use a cable or wire and ground the power station, you can do that right here. In the back here you got a nice big LED light. Got to turn on the power station. And then we'll go ahead and turn this on. And pretty bright here. This is like medium brightness. Press it again, goes even brighter. And you have your SOS mode, of course. And we turn that off. And here's a look at the front. Turn on the power station here. Just press the button, turn it off. Short press it to turn the display off. The power station's still on because it's still got the green light. If you want to turn it off, you long press it. And then the green light turns off. Turn the power station on again. Good green light, got your display. Turn on each of the sections. You got your DC section and your AC section. So this is the AC section here. You got your flaps. Obviously, we have IP65 rating here, which is water resistant, splash proof basically, and dust proof. Don't go throwing this into your swimming pool. It won't survive that. But yeah, you got your covers here. These have the US plugs. You can get a version with EU plugs if you're in the EU. But this will protect those. And again, pure sine wave inverter inside here, 600 watts nominal, and you can set a mode for up to 1200 watts for certain devices. Here you got your DC section, again, nice rubber covers for everything. Here's your cigarette lighter, 12 volts and 10 amps output there. Got a USB Type-C power delivery, 100 watts right here. And then you have two USB-As, 5 volts at 3 amps for both of these. So would like to see a few more USB ports, but again, this is the entry-level model at only 504 watt hours. So this is about right for this price range. Quick look at the display here. Standard stuff here, input in watts, output in watts. So we have stuff going on here. You'll have some readings here. You've got your battery level meter here, 58%. And of course, there's no draw on here, so it's going to last 34.7 hours based on its calculations. When a section is on, you'll see these little indicators here. So if we turn off AC, that'll turn off, and then this will go away. And you have this little radio icon here. This does have Bluetooth inside, and we'll talk about that here in a second with connecting it to the BLUETTI app, and you get a lot more information there. And you can also control a lot of the settings in here via the app, which is going to be easier. You can also change some settings via the buttons. Just to quickly show you, if you have both the DC and AC sections off, if you press both the DC and AC for 2 seconds, goes into the settings mode and things starts flashing here. You can change the hertz from 50 hertz to 60 hertz for the inverter. If you press DC here, you can change the eco mode, turn that on and off. Eco mode basically shuts things down to low power mode. It times out like the AC section and DC section when there's no power draw, which is what you're going to want to do. Otherwise, it's going to be a constant draw on it, and you'll eventually it will kill the battery even if you have nothing drawing power from the power station. So we'll leave it on 60 hertz here. There's a mode for the inverter if you want to boost it up to 1200 watts. I think it's called power lifting mode. You long press the AC button here in this settings mode for 2 seconds. And you get this icon here. Looks like a little, it's like a weightlifting arm. That means it's in powerlifting mode, so it'll burst up to 1200 watts for certain devices. We'll leave that on for now, and we'll leave it in 60 hertz. And then so to exit power settings mode, you quickly press DC, AC together at the same time, and you're out of the settings mode. You can also change this in the app. I'll show you that here momentarily. Okay, so I have an Android phone here, so you can go to the Google Play Store, search BLUETTI app, and that's the first one that'll show up. You can log in and register if you want, but I don't think it's necessary. I didn't do that for myself here, so I just hit offline mode, and then it'll search for the device. You do have to make sure that the power station is turned on, so you can see that in eco mode powered off here, so I'm going to have to go ahead and turn it back on, and then we'll go ahead and search for it, and there it is. Very quick. And here we get our specs here. So for example, your watts in, your watts out, DC, AC, grid, photovoltaic is solar panel, so it's all right here. So obviously nothing's going on currently. You can turn on the sections remotely. So turn on DC section, just tap this, hit OK, and you can see it turned on over there. So this is going to be useful if like the power station's in maybe in a location that's not that accessible, maybe under a desk or behind some like cabinet or something like that. And you can control the power station remotely via this app, which is kind of nice. You can turn on and off the AC section as well. So there it goes. You go over here to change the settings. Click this. And this is that powerlifting mode, the little icon that I was showing you earlier. Go and turn that screen back on. You can turn on and off the eco mode from here. So I'm going to leave it on so you can actually adjust your AC shutdown time and also the amount of power that's going to draw. You can all set that up here via the app as well as on the DC section. So if you want to adjust the shutdown time, I think default's 4 hours. I changed it to 1 hour because if it's on, something's plugged in, but it's not drawing any power, you don't want it just to be on because they just have a like sort of a slow drain just because it's basically the power station's on. You want it to actually turn off on its own. All right, do a couple of quick tests here with the app running so we can see what's going on, and we'll see the display here. So we're going to plug in the AC power and charge it up. And you can see the numbers boosting up right away. 262 watts right there in the input, and it's also reflected here. So it says grid. So it's very, very intuitive, very easy to understand. You can see right here it has a little 0.8 hours here. That means that from the current charge level, it expects it to be full in 0.8 hours. So this is the amount of input at basically at this charge level, and we're using the standard charging mode, but we can change that. So we can change it to say silent. Let's see what happens here. And we'll hit OK. So you can hear a little fan noise going on in the background. So there's like an inverter that's in here that is taking the AC power and putting DC power into the battery pack. And that does require a little bit of cooling. So in the silent mode, I'm assuming that the fan will go to a lower speed. And you can see now that the amount of power going in is less than 160-ish watt hours. That's probably if you want that mode if you don't like the fan noise so much. It does seem a little bit quieter. Now if you want to charge up faster, so obviously at this lower rate here, it's going to take 1.2 hours to charge from 59%. But we can go from silent to turbo. Now we're in turbo. Boom. We're going straight into the 600s right away. And look at the app as well here. 604 watts. Same over here on the screen. And now we're down to like 0.3 hours to go from 62% to full. So it really depends on whether you want this to charge up super fast or not. You can change the charging mode here in the app. It's actually really easy to change everything in the app, so I would recommend definitely using the app if you can. But most people, when they charge it, when they have access to AC in one of these things, they want to charge it quickly, so they want to go to turbo mode, charge it up really fast. I think from empty to full in turbo mode, it's going to take 1 hour to charge this power station completely from 0 to 100%. Okay, so we'll do another test here for the AC. We're going to do a heat gun test. So that's an AC powered device. And this one draws 320 watts. And let's see what the numbers look like here on the app and also on the display in the power station. So currently 350 watts going in. So it's going to start ramping down the watts going in as the battery increases its charge level. So go ahead and turn on the heat gun. You see 288, 86 watts there going out. Okay, so I wanted to sort of get an idea of how this power lifting mode works, which goes up to 1200 watts. Apparently it can work on certain high drain, pure resistive loads in which they're basically talking about, heaters or things that have heating elements in them. So I don't have anything like that to test. So basically if you go over 600 watts or you exceed 1200 watts in this mode, the power station will go into overload protection. It'll just shut down the AC section when those things happen. All right, so just a quick overview of the PV120 folding portable solar panels. They're very high quality, in terms of their construction, their build quality, very nice. It does have an adjustable stand. You can adjust from, I think, 40 to 50 degrees in terms of the angle. Very easy to set up. You just unfold it and then you use a little stand in the back, sets your angle, and basically point it as closely to the most optimal angle to the sun as you can. Very easy to set up. On this particular day, we're in the dead of winter here in the northern hemisphere, so I had to find like the most optimal part of the day to point the solar panels at the sun to get the most watts out of the solar panels. So they're rated 120 watts. I got 111 watts, pointing it as best I can to directly at the sun at the best part of the day. So about what I expected for something like this. Typically when they're rated for 100 watts or whatever, you're going to get something less. So I'm actually pretty satisfied that I'm getting 111 watts here out of the 120 that it's rated for, especially in the dead of winter. So overall, the AC60P performed very well. Everything worked exactly as I expected it to. Pretty good capacity, very good expansion abilities. You can obviously use it with solar panels, like the wireless charging that's on top for your phones. Yeah, so definitely nothing to complain about. And of course, this is going to be great for all of the situations where you're going to be off grid, camping, picnicking, van life, for example, those kind of things. So situations where you're going to need that kind of portable power available to you where you don't have an AC outlet nearby. So there'll be links down in the video description if you want to check out the power station, the expansion battery, and the solar panels. That'll do it for this video. Got any questions, let me know down in the comments below. I'll talk to you guys in the next one.